Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
You've seen the sights on your TV. Now come and experience them in real life. Hi, it's Kristen Gates from iHeartMedia. Some of your favorite shows were filmed in Covington, Georgia. So come walk where the stars have walked from shows like The Vampire Diaries, The Dukes of Hazzard, and so many more. When you think of great stories and iconic films and TV sets, discover Covington and visit discovercovingtonga.com. That's discovercovingtonga.com. Take the tour and walk where the stars have walked in Covington, Georgia.
Times of old, in times of blue, there's a God to follow to make it true. It's the pop culture field, and you will.
Folks, today the name of the game today is the montage. It is an essential part of pop culture, just like time travel or the phrase "I'll be back." Whether you're trying to show a quick transformation or something in the world of the movie that took weeks or months, or sometimes even a few moments, as we'll come to find out, a montage can liven up the proceedings of the movie. It's a great filmmaking tool, and it's definitely ever present in the genres that we usually talk about, the action, military, pop culture stuff that we discuss here on the Pop Culture Film Manual podcast. Welcome to the show, folks, everybody. We are glad that you're here. We hope you enjoy the episode. If you want to get even more great content, be sure to join us on our Patreon. We have a wonderful community there. We do live streams every month with our top tier subscribers, extra episodes, extra long episodes for every subscriber there. And today, team, I'm excited. I like when we do these kind of focused topical ones, because it gives us a chance to go on many different tangents, which I always like.
Appreciate the tangent.
Yep.
Yes.
But montages are great. I think, especially growing up watching action movies, I feel like the Rocky montages, the montage within the Rocky movies are so iconic. Like that. And they become
It's the eye of the tiger. Yeah, just
in every Rocky movie, and now the tradition continues in the Creed movies. Creed 3 came out earlier this year, and it was pretty good, pretty a solid above average movie. But yeah, montage, great time. I actually did a little bit of reading up a montage. I think it's like a French word, which means like to assemble, like assemble pieces. And usually I think for us, for the purposes of this episode, when we think of montages, we think of training montages. But a montage is a quick assembly of shots. And there's a couple of examples on our list today that are kind of like that. They're not necessarily like a preparation, but they're a way to quickly get a message across about something in a quick succession of shots, and then to kind of move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Typically involving an 80s movie soundtrack.
Yes.
I think, you can't talk about montages without, paying homage to just the amazing soundtracks that have came out of movies.
Yeah.
For me, it's like it can't be I've never seen a montage without like either inspirational music behind it. Cause
right.
For me, montaging is always with the intent of character development. Mm-hmm. Like there's usually no, or at least plot development. Because there's no just montage of dudes eating chicken nuggets, right? Because they're hungry. I mean, there could be if you threw 80s music behind it. Like, you can make a pretty cool montage of, like, how to properly eat chicken nuggets, but that's just an example. But, yeah, there always has to be some amazing inspirational music with the intent of character or plot development. We have a lot of montages. They have taken over the silver screen, and you always know exactly when the montage is starting because there's a buildup. It's like the music's seems to come in, and some guy goes to protagonist and goes, "Are you ready to do this?" And he goes, "I think so."
Yeah.
And then boom, montage. Bam. Yeah, but montages, you think they're still being used as often as they were? Because I know they kind of came out huge in the 80s, because a lot of the movies we have on this list are from the 80s, which obviously as filmmaking develops, you take bits and pieces. We find out that, things work in movies. And if it's not broken, why fix it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think do you think they're just as around in current or recent productions as they were back in, say, the 80s?
Yeah, I would say so. I think they're more recognizable in 80s action movies because usually the journey of the character involves some sort of increasing in skill, like is it kind of typical hero's journey type of movie from the 80s. They have some sort of initial challenge that they fail. And then, of course, at the end, they got to beat the bad guy or get the girl or find the thing. And so at that point, they need to have progressed. And it's just it's a useful storytelling device to show progression. And that happened a lot in the 80s because I think for American movies, at least, it was a pretty aspirational time. So we like seeing the hero like Rocky overcome, the bad guy. And those movies were all smattered throughout the 80s. But even just more recently, the latest Mission Impossible movie, and usually the Mission Impossible kind of does this as well, where they will describe the heist or the operation or the job, and you'll see them do it in a series of cuts, and you'll see them doing it perfectly, and everything works out perfectly. And then, when they actually get to the job, they actually get to the bank or the vault or whatever, then things go wrong and they have to improvise. You're like, oh no, I don't know how they're going to do it, But even in the latest Mission Impossible, they had kind of a similar kind of scene where he's describing what's going to happen. And then, of course, when they're actually on the train, they're actually doing the job, things don't go as planned. So, yeah, but even that is an example of a montage where he's describing it. It's a series of short little scenes. They're cut in succession. Oh, that's what's going to happen. But then something changes. Yeah.
Sure. I feel like montage is also heavily used. You said heist. So we did an episode on heist movies.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of all the heist movies is when they create their gang. And this will always, 100% of the time. What is the saying? It works 90% of the time, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. It is always a montage when any heist movie creates a gang. And I just want to start out with one of my favorite gang formation movies. Not necessarily a heist movie, but a comedy of all comedies. MacGruber. MacGruber is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Man.
This was the movie that, I saw before I joined the Army, and then on deployment, it just happened to be part of our drive.
Yeah.
And when you're on deployment, folks, whenever we refer to the drive, it is literally a hard drive that we bring with us on deployment. And I would, if you're a military veteran, I will bet money if you've deployed that you also had a drive. It's not some super secret special operations thing. It is everybody that's deployed has a drive. And it is just filled with a bunch of pirated movies or anything that they can get their hands on.
Yep.
And luckily for me, MacGruber was on our drive, and we watched it 4 or 5 times in a matter of our 3.5, 4 month deployment. And MacGruber always makes me laugh, especially in their montage assembly of their gang. My favorite part about specifically this formation is every person that he goes to recruit is a WWE superstar.
It's awesome, dude. He gets your boy, what's his name? The rock star.
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see who specifically is in the gang here. Let's see. Puts the gang
Kane
back
is
together.
the guy who plays Kane, right?
Yeah, it's there's a couple dudes that let's see. I'm looking it up right now, but you've seen MacGruber, right?
Oh yeah, I know MacGruber. He gets freaking the Big Show. The Big Show's in there. Sorry, man. I'm kind of sneaking a peek right now. Big Show. He's like he's in a auto body shop. and then his gay lover comes by and gives him a lemonade, and he's like kissing him, making out. Awesome. MacGruber's like, yeah. It's fine. It's cool.
And then he turns around, he's like, no. Let's see, van scene.
Oh, okay, he doesn't break. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, and then it shows them all walking down the line,
Yeah, so you have Chris Jericho, Mark Henry, the strongest man of all time. You have the guy that plays Kane. You have that, who's the Spanish guy? Is he Spanish or Middle Eastern? The Giant. Oh, the Great Khalifa.
Okay, yeah.
The Great Khalifa, and then one other guy. I forgot his name. He was, let's see, Chris... MacGruber cast. I got it. Yeah, no, it's absolutely amazing. God, why isn't it telling me? Is the Undertaker in MacGruber?
No, not the Undertaker. I don't think
it says he's in the cast here.
Oh, really? Maybe he's in like a different part or something. I just remember the initial part where he's putting the team together. It's all him. It's like him, like they're doing whatever their job is, like blue collar job. And they see him and he's smiling and nodding, and then they just smile and nod back. And then they show the clip, the hands coming together, the handshake and the fist bump.
Yeah. Oh, the last guy is MVP.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The great. It's not Khalifa. It's the great Khali. You have Glenn Jacobs, who plays Tanker Lutz as Kane, Chris Jericho, and Mark Henry in his crew. Yeah. And then obviously he's like, I packed all the C4 myself into the van, and then it just blows up and kills them all.
Kills everybody.
Kills everybody.
It's such a great...
no, guys.
Oh, no. And you know what? It's almost like in Deadpool 2 when they're doing superhero auditions. And it's the people coming in, all the different superheroes, and they get Domino and they get the Invisible Man, and then that just normal dude who's just like just some guy.
Yeah, this guy that just wants to be a superhero, and they all die on the infill. Yeah. Except for one person. It's good. But in montage fashion, I just love the whole heist creation of gangs, and that is one of my favorite ones. What about you? What off this list that you want to talk about?
Oh man, we've kind of mentioned Rocky, the Rocky training montages. I think one of the most amazing, well done. We talk about in terms of it being a storytelling device, but like Edge of Tomorrow, when he's training up with Emily Blunt and trying to get better, and he keeps dying and keeps dying. Like there's a bit of humor to it in the beginning, but then as he trains and as they push themselves to go further and further into the day and learning, he starts to realize that every scenario she dies, and he can't handle that. He wants to try to save her, and it's really a turning point for his character from being self-centered and self-focused to like other-focused and self-sacrificing. And so it's great. It's an amazing montage. It's really well done. It says a lot, and it gets, and it communicates a lot for in terms of the movie storytelling, and then in terms of the character. And it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I heard they're making a sequel. They're working on a sequel. I know they got like
I hope so.
Strikes
it's great
going on right now, but like that would be pretty amazing. It would be interesting to see what they do next. Like, is it going to be about him? Is it going to be like the next day? Does something else happen? Does another alien kind of come that's like messes with time? But that's a great montage. The Edge of Tomorrow training montage.
Yeah. Train, die, repeat.
Train, die, repeat.
It's good. Well, and also on a side note, if you're not part of our Patreon, we did watch Edge of Tomorrow with our lifers on the live stream. So if that's not motivation for you to join us, I don't know what is. But anyways, Edge of Tomorrow, their training montage is absolutely excellent. And you can definitely see the character development. Like obviously that movie is in itself character development because he starts out as a coward, and then by the end of it, he's full-fledged, like trying to save the world rather than himself. Yep. So Edge of Tomorrow is a great example of that. I kind of want to talk. You can't really talk about montage. I want to go to like classic 80s action montage. And we can't talk about montage if we don't talk about, what we just watched on our Patreon live stream recently, Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme always will have a training montage, and it will include the splits at some point.
I love it. And the cool thing about the montage, so in this movie, he's a young kid or a young man, I guess, and then his master Shidoshi, Shidoshi, which is the master, Takashi or whatever. Sorry, it doesn't matter. He didn't exist anyway.
It doesn't matter what his name is.
It doesn't matter what your name is. His karate master's son dies, and so he's going to hang it up. Tanaka, there you go. But then Jean-Claude Van Damme says, "You will be my Shidoshi. You must train me." And he says, "I will train you like my son." And then, amazing montage, which actually sets up. They do a good job because they set up all of the things that happen later in the actual Kumite. So they set up the body hardening stuff. They set up, his ability to take a punch and a kick and all, the moves that he does, the kicks and all that kind of stuff. So it actually kind of has
the blindfold. You can't forget the
oh my God, the blind fighting is that's the best part of the whole movie. Can I tell you something I've never told anybody, Cameron?
Sure, of course you can, man. And there is no promises that I will not use it against you in the future.
Just promise not to tell anybody, okay? Don't tell anybody else this.
I don't think a podcast is the best place to do this. But
listen, maybe this will be the one that nobody listens to. But I remember when I was a kid seeing Bloodsport for the first time. It had to have been right when it came out on TV or something like that. But I jumped in right at the moment where the dude throws the stuff in his eyes and he's blind.
Pocket sand.
Yeah, the pocket sand. But I didn't, it was out of context. So I just jumped right in, was on TV, whatever. He does the thing. And then, you know how he can't see and he's kind of a little cross-eyed. He's like, ah! He's like yelling and stuff. Yeah. I thought that he had Down syndrome.
No.
Because he was like this. He was cross-eyed. And in that moment, I'm like, oh, this is wild. Like, he's like some mentally handicapped dude, but he's really good at martial arts. Like, in my little 9-year-old brain, I thought that's what happened. And
so innocent.
Yeah. And, listen.
You can't give you flack for it.
You can't blame me for that.
No, you're not. But imagine you told me this story when you were 40.
If I saw it last week.
Oh yeah, you saw it last week, and you're like, I thought he had Down syndrome. I'm like, hey, watch it, mister.
No, it's a good thing. See, context is everything. In Bloodsport and in your perception of Bloodsport, depending on when you saw it. But anyway, back to the montage. Great montage. Sets up the character really well. Sets up things that you see later on in the film.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Bloodsport, let's be safe and say any JCVD movie always has an excellent montage.
Yeah.
Very appropriate for, or not even appropriate, but necessary for the type of storytelling they're going for. But, also an extremely important montage is Dutch prepping to fight the Predator in Predator.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple montages in that movie because
that movie is a montage. Okay.
There's them getting ready to lure the Predator in. So it's like, if it bleeds, we can kill it. It goes right into the montage of them making all of the natural
the
traps out of wood and vines and stuff.
Yeah. Don't they lay out like claymores too?
Yeah, they got claymores, and then that's like the false ones, and then they kind of funnel it into more natural looking, like there's like a net, a pulley net system. Yeah. And so there's that one where everybody gets to take their shirt off and look buff. Apollo Creed's in there, and everybody, and then of course everybody gets wiped out, and Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger is down to his nothing.
It was almost Jean-Claude Van Damme playing the Predator.
That's right. JCVD they almost played the Predator, which is really interesting turn of fate, I guess. But man, the preparation for the final showdown of the Predator and the Arnold. But he's like doing the mud stuff. He's like painting it all over his face like war paint, and he's making he does all this in like a half an hour. Like, he makes explosive tipped arrows, and he makes
There's
a
no
bow.
way. Do you know how long it is to do any type of field craft?
It's so awesome. And the Predator's doing his prep. It goes back and forth between him. He's like heating up his wrist razor blade stuff, his wrist spikes. And do they have I'm trying to think if they have do they have a montage in the other ones as well, or is it not really a thing? I think in Predators you get to see Adrian Brody all done up in an homage to the original Predator, and he yells and, that kind of stuff. He muddies himself up. But I'm trying to think, in Prey, did they have one in Prey? The one with the Native American girl fighting against the Predator?
I think they do. They have to.
Because she sets up some stuff. She sets up the little explosive laser thing to point a certain way in the muddy pit. So yeah. I think they might. I don't remember that one as clearly because it always seems to be the same basic premise. The Predator comes, kills a bunch of people. The main character trains up, gets better, and then there's a couple of montages in Prey where she's kind of using her little axe thing, and then she discovers the kind of retractable axe kind of attack.
The tomahawk with the rope on it. Yeah. I think would you consider that a montage? Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it'd be a montage. I mean, the thing about a montage is, like we say, if we keep it simple to the basic definition of a montage, it's just an assembly of shots. Usually we've associated it with a training up kind of thing, but Edgar Wright uses montages. That's one thing I wanted to mention. In Scott Pilgrim, Shaun of the Dead, movies like that, there'll be these quick shots of them like grabbing something, heading out the door, all that kind of stuff. But he uses it in his movies as well. I forget if he uses it in Baby Driver or not, but it's like the quick shot of like a close-up. It like zooms in on something, then it zooms in on something else, then it zooms in on one other thing. And he uses, Shaun of the Dead and Scott Pilgrim are two that jump out to mind because it gives like an energy to the things that he's doing. Hot Fuzz, he uses it in Hot Fuzz. Of him, and then he actually uses it in Hot Fuzz when he walks into the police station. He's getting ready for the final showdown, and he like grabs a bunch of stuff and he clicks thing and he ties his shoes, or he it's always like the knife into the sheath shot,
or snapping a buckle together, like then like lacing a boot, just pulling the laces really tight,
and it'll like quick zoom in on the thing that's moving, that kind of stuff. So
those are in every movie.
I feel like a lot of people do that. But then but then you have other ones that kind of I'm thinking of The Godfather, where it shows him. They do it in Godfather and they do it in Goodfellas too, where it shows him rise to power. Or sorry, I was thinking Godfather and then Scarface. There's like a montage of shots of them doing jobs, getting more money, killing people, killing this guy, killing that guy, and slowly taking out the competition. And then boom, he's like the top dog,
Yeah. No, it's interesting because how you use a montage definitely can help. Because I mean, we've talked about how like when a montage is in effect, it's a long period of time being shown in a couple scenes. It's basically like using montages is like a time machine in movies. And, it could be either a rise to power, it could be a preparation, like Rocky, training to be better, training for a fight, or like you said in Godfather, like getting to the top of the totem pole.
Yeah. It can also be heartwarming too, man. I mean, I don't know if you've played it, but Red Dead Redemption 2 has so much heart and soul to it. It's why it's, people remember it and they replay it. They put hundreds of hours into it and they remember it because there's so many wonderful moments where it's not about accomplishing anything or like for the character to like going and finding the gold or killing the bad guy or getting to the place. It's just about telling you who these people are and helping you to relate to them and connect to them. And so there's a house building scene. It's actually I guess it's technically the epilogue, which is in itself like 6-8 hours worth of content. Cause it jumps ahead from the main character of Red Dead Redemption 2 to, John Marston, I think his name is. He's the main character who will eventually be the main character in chronologically the next game, which is actually the first game. It's all very confusing. But anyway, he's with his buddies and he's trying to think he wants to get married or something like that. But he's living in a shanty shack and his dude's giving him a hard time. And then they start actually making it and it ends up being a montage. There's a little bit of gameplay where you can actually set down the girders for the flooring and stuff, but it's basically a music video and there's a song that goes along to it with an old Western dude singing a heartwarming song. And it's just basically about building this house, this dream home where the main character lives with his wife and kid. And it's all setting up the next game, but it's just a great It's a great shot, man. It's a great great little time, and all it does is so the purpose that it serves is to help you relate and connect to the characters more. I'm trying to think of other ones that were really, really touching. Actually, you know what? I'll talk about one that's not touching, but it's hilarious, and it's also
it touches a funny bone.
It makes that's right. It touches you, and you're humorous. But it makes fun of the montage, and that's the one from Hot Rod. You ever seen Hot Rod? Where he's out there. He's out there. He's got to think things through, so he goes out into the woods, and the inspirational 80s rock song plays, and he starts doing like flips and gymnastics and stuff out of nowhere.
Hammer of Thor, may your hammer be mighty. Yeah, of course, I love.
Cool beans. Cool.
Yeah, cool beans. Cool. My name's, what is it? What's his name? He's like, my name's blank, and I like to party. My name's blank, and I also like to party. We can't both like to party.
Why am I saying what way?
What
way? Whiskey.
My favorite part is the Asian guy in there with the flyers, and he always takes the flyers, he throws them, and then he just starts like air humping. That's one of my most favorite scenes in that. Yeah, but no, freaking Hot Rod, excellent parody to the montage, and on that theme, can't talk about parody montages if you don't mention Team America.
Yes, of course. It has the song that encapsulates what it means to have a montage.
Yeah, even Rocky had a montage.
Yeah, if anything you want to go from just a beginner to a pro, you need a montage. Yes. You can do it with a montage. Always fade out in a montage. It makes it seem as if more time has passed in a montage.
What are the lyrics of the montage song? Let's see. I'm going to look them up and see just how good they are. Team America. Because I feel like the listeners deserve to... Let's see.
How would you like to come home to a bartender who will fix you any cocktail you want?
I'll have an old-fashioned.
I'll have a margarita.
Now you can with the Bartesian Home Cocktail Maker. Bartesian is a sleek machine the size of a coffee maker that makes premium cocktails at the touch of a button. Choose from over 50 different cocktails, from classics to the most exotic premium cocktails served in the best bars today. You'll always get freshly mixed, perfectly balanced cocktails with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. And now get Bartesian's best Black Friday deal ever at bartesian.com/cocktail. Entertaining? The Bartesian is ideal for parties. No need to stock all kinds of individual mixers for complicated recipes. Every guest gets the cocktail of their choice in seconds. The Bartesian makes a wonderful gift for anyone who loves a fine premium cocktail. Now get Bartesian's best Black Friday deal ever. It's available right now, only at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail for Bartesian's best deal ever. Only at bartesian.com/cocktail.
Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
Okay, it says, the hour's approaching to give it your best, and you've got to reach your prime. And that's when you need to put yourself to the test and so show us a passage of time. We're going to need a montage. Oh, it takes a montage. Show a lot of things happening at once. Remind everyone of what's going on. And with every shot, show a little improvement. To show it all would take too long. That's called a montage. Girl, we want a montage.
Yes.
If you want to go from just a beginner to a pro, you need a montage. Yeah, even Rocky had a montage. Always fade out in a montage. If you fade out, it seems like more time has passed in a montage. Yes. That's awesome.
That's great, man. It just goes to show you the how powerful the montage has been, what an indelible mark it's left on people's psyches in pop culture, because obviously Team America, Trey Parker and Matt Stone recognized that that it's a constant, it's a common movie trope to have, because it's true. It's everything they say is true. If you got to show the passage of time, you got to show improvement. You can't just show months worth of work.
Yeah, because it'll take way too long.
Yep.
So you need a montage.
That's right. Yep.
That's amazing.
Oh man,
I feel like I'm a little overwhelmed just because there's so many montages.
Yeah, man. I
but
mean,
where do we go from here?
Well, I mean, we got to talk about some more famous montages that again show a little bit about what the characters are about, shows their relationship. But in both Top Gun movies, Top Gun and then Top Gun Maverick, there is the same kind of montage, which is the beach sports montage.
Sports. Okay. Well, you're right. We have to go and talk about Ranger panties and dog tags on the beach.
It's true, man. It's true.
Yeah.
I rewatched the 1986 Top Gun montage scene where they're doing beach volleyball. And it's just, it's great. It's top notch. The song is really, when it comes to these kinds of montages, the song, like you say, is so crucial to have the right kind of song, because it gives the mood. And that higher playing with the boys. That was Kenny Loggins, maybe. So good, man. But just showing them dudes being dudes in competition,
guys being guys
with their shirts off, all sweaty, And then they do a pretty good job of recreating the same kind of feeling. But in this one, it has the purpose of, when John Hamm comes out, he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "We're training." He's like, "You wanted them to be a team. This is how we're getting them to relax and become a cohesive team is by playing around together, and being in competition with one another and cooperating. And, sports sports montages are good for showing that, for people coming together.
And build it. You have people coming in as individuals, play a little bit of sports together, and you will be a team.
Yep.
It just takes a montage.
That's how you turn people into a team, with a montage.
Montage.
So iconic, man. So iconic. And I think with the Top Gun movies especially, they did a lot of great parallels from... I mean, it's almost the same movie. Actually, it's almost like Star Wars: A New Hope, if you think about it a certain way. But anyway, there's a YouTube video for that. You got to watch it. But the Top Gun stuff, man.
Yeah, there's a YouTube video for everything.
For everything, yeah. It's like Simpsons did it,
Yeah, The Simpsons did it, and they will probably predict the future. Yeah, just keep watching The Simpsons, and you will know how the world ends. Yep. And just be ready for it for when it does. But we're running a little low on time, so we still have a fan question and a game to play. And I think this fan question might take a little longer.
Oh, okay.
Because the answers are infinitely possible. So I kind of want to discuss this one. It has nothing to do with montages, but I read it and I'm like, how would we do that? I would have a little chat with you about this.
Yes.
But the fan question, as I stated, completely unrelated to the episode, but deserves some time just because I feel it does. Comes to us from Travis via Instagram. In your expertise, how ready would the U.S. military be to combat inhuman targets of gigantic size? Godzilla, Cloverfield, Pacific Rim, Rampage, ignoring the rocks part and just military fight back as examples. Great question, Travis. I know it's off topic, but it deserves.
Well, we would definitely. I mean, if we were going to make a movie about this happening, we need a montage of the military getting ready to go out. And fight
absolutely,
these things,
absolutely. So, for me, I think it really has to do with if we release our alien technology that has been taken, that we do possess, in my opinion,
okay.
that is just completely kept under wraps. That is now public knowledge. Aliens exist. Oh yeah, you don't believe in aliens?
No, I think they're a bunch of idiots if they do exist. Yeah,
but why do you keep saying if they do exist?
Because look at what they do. Like anal probes, crop circles, like messing with us, doing little lights in the sky. It's like, come on, man. What to what end? For what purpose? I think the same thing about aliens that I think about ghosts. If ghosts are real, they're a bunch of idiots. What are they doing? Moving a salt shaker, a little shadow in the corner of a room that moves across the screen, playing with lights. It's like, come on, man.
You heard about the hearing, right?
Yeah, they had a hearing on Capitol Hill. Did you listen to it at all? I didn't listen to it. I'm like, whatever.
I didn't listen to it because, I mean, I did not listen to it. I just watched what everybody was posting on Instagram because that's how I get all my news. Real reliable sources. But yeah, apparently we are in possession of non-human remains from a UFO crash.
That's crazy, man. Listen, I'm all for it if they actually do exist. I just think, maybe it was all just a bunch of government propaganda to lead us kind of in the wrong direction because they were like, they had them over here, like, let's make some crop circles, or maybe that was just a bunch of crazy farmers.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, like aliens, I get it. Like, if you are real, stay the hell away. Humans aren't that special. Like, I mean, maybe back in the day when they helped us build the pyramids, when... Because there's no way we could have built them ourselves. There's just no way.
You think they've been coming back every once in a while, checking our progress?
Yeah, just checking in, and then they're like, oh, okay, still not there. All right, we're leaving. Okay. Yeah, just because why would you want to come? We're super passive-aggressive. Like, they see they look down, and they're like, okay, let's see what how intelligent they are, and they just, zoom in, and there's just, people in a park TikTok dancing, doing dances on TikTok, and they're like, oh, maybe in another 100 years. But, yeah, but anyways,
what if Cameron? What if they all the aliens that we have ever seen is just their college bros, because they would never crash. They're too intelligent, but they're young ones. They come in and they crash, and those are the bodies that we recover. Like we only get the dregs of their society, like District 9.
Yeah, it's like God. My dad's gonna kill me for crashing his ship.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
But, that could be absolutely true. And it's just in college, some people like to study abroad. Yeah. But that's yes. Yeah, it's the same stuff. But anyways, back to the question. So if we release our alien technology that we have been re-engineering from the crash sites, maybe we'll have a chance. But I think the military is really good at using overwhelming force of ammunition.
Right.
It's going to take, I'm not going to say everybody will live. But
we might lose a few cities.
Yeah, we might lose a few cities, but we can always rebuild. So I'm not opposed to using nuclear means to destroy ginormous threats for the greater good. I'm not this 1% type of guy. Let's try to save the 1%. I'm not like that at all. I am let's do things for the greater good. If it benefits most, we're going to do that way. So I think nuclear means to handle big problems. Godzilla's pretty big. Did they drop a nuke on Godzilla? I don't remember. Well, I mean, that's how he came to be, so he might have...
In some of the lore, yeah, that was the kind of the traditional lore. It was actually supposed to be like a commentary against atomic energy. But because that's how he was created. But, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think overwhelming force to handle those problems. But what do you think?
I don't know, man. It's tough to say because it all depends on the kind of threat, like the form that the threat takes. What kind of giant monster is this? Are we talking about a Godzilla thing? Or are we talking about something like from Neon Genesis Evangelion, where every monster that they encounter kind of adapts or is different from the one that they fought before? So they can't always use overwhelming force. They can't always use a bomb. They have to try to beat it with some other means. Sometimes it's it comes in the form of a virus or whatever. But I guess if we're only talking about gigantic size, like Godzilla type, Cloverfield type monsters, I feel like when we have an existential threat to humanity as a whole, we're pretty good at coming together for the moment, at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So scientists coming together, developing, technology at a very rapid pace, sharing information. Like in Pacific Rim, we developed the Jaegers in just record time, right? I could see us doing something like that where we really start innovating and maybe Godzilla or something takes out a couple of cities, but if we can't just get rid of it with either a lot of air power, a lot of bombing. I feel like they would do a lot of bombing and stuff, a lot of tanks. If it was still resistant to that kind of stuff, I feel like America or humanity at least could come together. And I feel like we'd have a pretty good fighting chance because when it's an existential threat, all of our other kind of petty differences seem to go away for a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, also, we've talked about on Shiftfire, future technology and, some of the technology that we developed from weapon, for example, the rail gun.
Yeah.
The rail gun is, it's not very effective in a human combat scenario. It's too big to move. There's too many moving pieces.
It takes a lot of power.
But I feel like it takes a lot of power, and that's just in a combat zone, especially like a human combat zone. I think it's impractical. But I think when fighting domestically, we absolutely have those assets that we could use. So like I'm pretty sure the railgun has penetrated like every single thing that has ever stood in front of it. So I'm positive we have technologies that just aren't being implemented because for Homo sapien combat,
yeah,
it just doesn't make practical sense in like the field setting.
Yeah.
But when we have the luxury of having a monster coming, taking out the Golden Gate Bridge, and we have a Navy base located very close that may or may not have these assets, like on hand, and all the power they need and all the individuals they need. Yeah, we can use those. I don't see an issue with that. But yeah, that's cool.
Cool, man.
I like that. I like that question.
Good question. Good question. Thanks for the question, everybody. If you ever want to write into us, we got an email, pcfmpodcast@gmail.com. You can also get a hold of us through DMs. Either, honestly, a lot of you try to get a hold of us through Cameron's DMs or my DMs on Instagram, but we have a PCFM podcast account as well, so you can DM us there if you have specific questions for the podcast. But we are going to play a game, as we often do, as we always do. Chris has come up with a fun game. It has nothing to do with montages, but because Chris found that impossible, boring, and altogether frustrating to try to come up with a montage-based game. So this one is instead called Boomy Boom Boom.
Boomy Boom Boom. I like it already.
It was also 3 a.m. when he came up with the title. But I'm going to say a movie character's name, and you tell me if an explosion killed them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will try my best. An explosion killed them.
Right. How did they die? Did they die from an explosion or just something else? You don't have to tell me if you don't know, but you just have to be like, was it a boomy boom boom or not a boomy boom boom?
Okay.
So I will.
Was to be or not to be
exactly.
A boomy boom boom.
To boom or not to boom. This is the warm up. This will kind of give you the feel of the game, but the shark from Jaws in Jaws.
Oh, the regular. I mean, it was a type of boomy boom boom. It was a shot or a shot tank, scuba tank, dive tank.
Yep.
So it did render I don't know, because is it pressure? Did it actually
the kind
blow
of
up?
explosion? You're on the right track, man. The kind of explosion is inconsequential, but he does explode, right?
Yes. Okay. Then yes, it was a boomy boom boom.
Yes, and you have to say boomy boom boom.
Okay, I will.
Chris will not accept any other answers, but all right.
And neither will you, huh?
That's right.
Okay. Yes. So that was a boomy boom boom. Yeah, of course. I have no problem saying I like it. It rolls off the tongue very neatly.
It does. All right. So this is the first official question. So Rachel Dawes from The Dark Knight.
Rachel Dawes. She does die in a boomy boom boom.
That is correct. She does die. That's when the Joker tricks.
Why
Batman.
me?
No, not me. Not me.
Not
Go to
me.
her. Yep. And she dies. I love how she dies mid-sentence. She's like, "Good, it's okay." Sometimes when people go, boo.
Yeah, it was heavy.
Yeah, it was heavy.
It was
man.
heavy.
They didn't.
Yeah. They didn't hold back.
Yeah, they didn't, man. All right, next one, number 2. Damien Cockburn from Tropic Thunder.
Damien Cockburn from Tropic Thunder. Cockburn, I wrote the book.
No, he's the director. This is the director.
Oh, Damien.
Not Four Leaf Tayback.
Oh, that's Tayback? Is it? Oh, okay. See, that I just watched Tropic Thunder too. That's just how terrible I am. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Damien does die from a boomy boom boom. He steps on an old landmine from the Vietnam War.
That is correct. I don't think they're actually in No, actually.
Oh, they're not in Vietnam?
They go to Vietnam.
Are they in Vietnam?
Yeah.
They go to Vietnam?
Laos or Cambodia. But yes, you are correct. He does die from stepping on a landmine. Next question. Kuato from Total Recall.
Tuato from Total Recall.
Kuato.
Oh, my God. Kuato from Total Recall. What is... I don't even know who that character is.
Quaid. Start the reactor, Quaid.
Oh, the little belly guy.
Yeah. How does he die?
The belly man. He dies some way silly, I think. I don't think he blows up. I think it's like he dies in a very lame way. I'm going to say it's not a boomy boom boom.
You are correct. He dies in a silly way. He gets shot in the head. That's how.
That's very silly. Yeah.
All right, good, Cameron. You got good instincts, man.
Start the reactor, Quaid.
That's when he dies. He's like, free Mars, and then the dude like shoots him in the belly, in the head. It's just both the same thing.
Yeah, shoots that guy in the belly and him in the head, I guess, yeah.
All right, so next one, Frankie, played by Quentin Tarantino, in Django Unchained.
Django Unchained.
Yes.
Frankie and Django Unchained. Is Frankie part of DiCaprio's ranch? Or not ranch, but plantation?
I don't think so, because I mean, I guess maybe I shouldn't help you, but...
I remember. He does die from a boomy boom boom.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. He gets, I think Django like shoots some dynamite that's on him and it blows him up.
Okay. According to this list, you are correct. Yes, he does die. He does die from a boomy boom boom. Yes.
Nice. Is there an explanation?
No, there's not. I remember him. It's after he gets captured and he's being taken away, and there's this whole silly scene of Quentin Tarantino talking to his fellow buddies about something.
Yeah, and doesn't he try to like convince him to let him go? And he's like, "I'll give you part of the money." And then he has like saddlebags full of dynamite, and he's like holding him, and then he shoots him, and he blows up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's been a while. That's not one of my more favorite. It's pretty good. It's got some good stuff to it, but I haven't seen it more than once. But all right, next one. You're doing good, man. You're batting 1,000 right now, man.
Yes.
So
I'm trying to keep it up.
All right, let's see if you can keep it going.
My track record for games played haven't been the greatest, so I need to really redeem myself.
All right, well, let's see if you can do it in this one. Let's go for a clean sweep. Next one is Kane from the 1979 movie Alien, Ridley Scott.
Kane from the original Alien.
Talking original Alien, yeah, Ridley Scott, 1979.
Kane. Ooh. This is when they're on the spaceship. Does Kane die from a blast? I'm going to say no, he does not die in a booby boom boom. I think he's killed by an alien.
That is correct. He is killed by the original death from the alien. He's the one out of whose chest the alien comes forth.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Gut, because I was like, I'm pretty sure he's like the guy that the thing comes out of.
Yep.
But I could not like put a name to the face. But is there any left?
There are 3 left. You're doing good, man. You're doing good.
Never mind. I thought we were over, so I thought I clean sweeped it. That's not good. Okay, let's do it. Let's keep going.
All right. Next one is Sebastian Shaw from X-Men First Class.
Oh, fuck. Sebastian Shaw from X-Men First Class. See, I don't even remember First Class. Is that the original X-Men?
No, it's not the original X-Men. The original X-Men was just called X-Men.
X-Men.
And it had, this is the one where they go back in time. They kind of recast everybody. Michael Fassbender plays Magneto.
Oh, Sebastian. Sebastian is... Yeah, this is like all the younger people, right?
This is Chris. Chris is like, don't help him.
Chris is yelling, don't help him at all. But I don't remember which one is Sebastian. He's not the blue guy, but the blue guy doesn't die. I don't know. I'm just gonna say, no, he does not die in a boomy boom boom.
Oh, Cameron, you are correct.
Yes. Okay.
I
don't remember many explosions.
There's not many of them in the movie, but that is Kevin Bacon's character, and he gets a coin through the brain.
Oh,
Magneto he freezes him, and then he gets a coin through the brain.
I remember.
Slowly. Pretty good death, actually.
That is solid.
All right, next one. We got 2 left.
Okay.
The character's name is Scud.
Scud.
From Blade. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. I think you got the wrong movie in here.
Chris?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's Blade 2. He has Blade 3 in here. It's not Blade
okay.
Trinity. Blade Trinity is so Blade 2. So Scud from Blade 2.
Blade 2 Scud. Okay. So
Let me just make sure that, you can think about it, but I don't think there's a Scud in Blade Trinity. Trinity. No, it's Blade 2. Okay, anyway.
Blade 2. Okay, he does not die from a boomy boom boom.
Oh, Cameron, he does die from a boomy boom boom.
Really? I'm trying to think of...
This is Norman Reedus' character. He's Blade's sidekick who makes all his gadgets for him, but at the end, he ends up betraying him. It turns out he was a familiar for the vampires the whole time.
He dies in an explosion?
Yeah, because he's got... he thinks that he has like a dud.
Things in the back of his neck.
But he's like, that's not a dud, and he sets it off, and Scud explodes.
Oh.
So
damn it.
The Blade Trinity thing, that's all right, man. Hey, you're batting, what is it, 750 or 900 or whatever?
Something like that. I don't know. I don't watch baseball.
All right, let's see if we can finish strong. Last one, CJ, the security guard from Dawn of the Dead from 2004. So this is the Zack Snyder one. Yeah, it's the Zack Snyder one.
I haven't seen Dawn of the Dead in so long, so this is just going to be a shot in the dark here. So there is the only thing I remember about. No, that's Shaun of the Dead, not Dawn of the Dead. Ooh, I'm just going to go ahead and say yes. Dies in a boomy boom boom.
That is correct, Cameron. You have finished strong. You only got one wrong out of all of these. He does die with a boomy boom boom. Yeah, that's great, man. That's a lot of green on my list right here, man. There's only one red. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's going to help my statistics out so good.
Yeah, Johnny, you put that list down.
Yeah.
You know, we're only, he said we're only, 37 away from asking each other 1,000 questions.
1,000 questions. Yeah. I really appreciate that, Johnny. For those of you that don't know, we have a dedicated supporter who has literally analoged and collected data on every game we've played for PCFM. And it is in an Excel sheet, and we have averages. So I guess when Izzy says you're batting this, it is 100% true.
Mathematical, yeah, man.
It's mathematically correct. But thanks again for that, buddy. But dude, good game. I'm happy with my performance. I'll leave it at that.
Yes,
because I am very humble. I'm the most humblest person I know.
All right, folks, now what you need to do is some ambitious fan out there, you guys need to create a montage of these shows, something. I don't know what it would be. It'd have to be surrounding something like us asking each other questions or making each other laugh or making mistakes. I don't know. So somebody out there with too much time on their hands and great editing skills, create a montage for Pop Culture Field Manual. Actually, Our intro is a montage.
Our intro is a montage.
It is.
Can't believe we didn't talk about that one. The greatest montage of all time, the PCFM montage.
That's right. Oh, I'm glad we got in there right towards the end, folks. So
yeah, there we go.
Thank you for joining us, team. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to leave a comment in the comments section. Let us know what you thought of this episode and any suggestions you have for future episodes of the Pop Culture Field Manual podcast.
Yeah, and let us know your favorite montage in case we missed them, as they are. As you find out, they are in every movie ever made. So put your favorites down in the comment section. And as always, PCFM team,
cue music! What's going on, everybody? You just listened to the free version of the PCFM podcast. If you want full-length versions of podcast episodes, plus much, much more, head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/PCFM podcast.
That is right, Israel. If you want access to this full episode, you have to subscribe to the Fuzzy Private tier, which is our cheapest tier on Patreon at $5 a month. But if you are interested in a little bit more, we also have the Salty Sergeant tier at $8 a month and the Lifer tier at $12 a month. So hopefully we will see you there, PCFM family. Cue music.
Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
You've seen the sights on your TV. Now come and experience them in real life. Hi, it's Kristen Gates from iHeartMedia. Some of your favorite shows were filmed in Covington, Georgia. So come walk where the stars have walked from shows like The Vampire Diaries, The Dukes of Hazzard, and so many more. When you think of great stories and iconic films and TV sets, discover Covington and visit discovercovingtonga.com. That's discovercovingtonga.com. Take the tour and walk where the stars have walked in Covington, Georgia.